Hey guys, welcome back to Mochi's channel. Mochi is super excited for today's video because we're going back to the basics of what he learned when he was a puppy. And to be specific, we're going to be learning the 5 basic dog commands that every dog should know. So if you look up basic dog commands or essential dog commands on Google, every website will tell you these 5 commands, which are sit, down, stay, come, and leave it. You can teach these tricks to any dog, whether they're 6 months old or 6 years old. For example, Mochi, I think, was probably less than 3 or 4 months old when he learned all of these. So definitely doable, definitely easy, and all of them are super useful, and some of them could even, save your dog's life in an emergency. So let's not waste any time and go right into learning how to teach your dog these tricks. Sit is definitely the easiest one. To teach sit, you just simply lure your dog with a treat, let them smell the treat to let them know that you have the treat in the first place, and then just lift your hand up. And as you can see, they should sit. And if some dogs might make a fuss, especially if they're puppies, if they have no clue what they're supposed to do, they will probably, jump at the treat, try to get it, whatever. But the key here is just be patient. Again, lure them, lift it up, and the moment their butt hits the ground, you click, if you have a clicker, which I do here, or you can use a marker word like yes, or I don't know what other words people use, but whatever word it is you're choosing, just be consistent and mark the minute that their butt touches the ground, and keep repeating that first without any verbal command, and then once they get it, like once they keep doing it with the lure, add in the verbal command and then slowly fade away the lure altogether, and eventually it should look something like this. Reggie, sit. Yes. Okay, you don't have to give me away. So to teach down, you should perfect your sit first because that'll just make things a lot easier. So now, just like how we lured our dog into a sit, we're gonna lure them into a down. So first put them into a sit just so that it's just easier that way. And lure the treat down to the ground until all of their elbows, or both of their elbows, are touching the ground. The moment their elbows touch the ground, you click and reward again. Again, start without a verbal command, just lure. This is kind of like muscle memory, for lack of a better word. So that's why for a lot of tricks, you first start without a verbal command. For most tricks, actually, unless it's something like come, and you lure, do that over and over until every single time you lure, they're going down. Then add in the verbal command, then fade out the lure. Eventually, it should look something like this. Down. Yes. So to teach come, again, obviously that's recall. This is by far the most important of all 5 because this can save your dog from emergencies. For example, if your dog is running into the middle of the road, or if your dog is running towards an aggressive dog, God forbid, I don't know, whatever the situation may be. So to teach come, I'm actually going to make a separate video because there's so many ways you can actually reinforce recall and make it better. And just like there's so many tricks and games you can do, but right now I'm going to keep it pretty general. You actually need to have a really high value treat. So I'm using hot dogs. He really likes hot dogs, every dog does. But whatever your high value treat is, 1, you have to make sure your dog absolutely loves it. But 2, you have to make sure they only get it when you say come. The key is they only get it when they listen to come. So to teach come, first you're gonna just take a few steps away from your dog, say come, and immediately you have to reward them with multiple small pieces of your high value treat. The reason why you give multiple small pieces is because in their brain, they're thinking, oh my God, I listened to my mom say come, and now I get 5 pieces of delicious hot dogs, rather than giving him 1 chunk of hot dog, which dogs are just going to swallow after 1 or 2 chews anyway, and repeat that many times. And again, you keep the distance super short at first. And also really important is to keep your energy enthusiasm really high, because dogs feed off your energy. If you say come like that, they won't listen to you. But if you're like, come, Mochi, come, keep the enthusiasm high and they will come. Now do this over and over inside, and even like sometimes randomly call your dog inside. Like I'll be in the bedroom, Mochi will be in the living room, and I'll say come. He comes, I give him like 3 pieces of a hot dog, and yeah, keep doing that inside. Then eventually you're gonna take it outside. Once you take it outside, you're gonna need to have a long lead. I'll leave the link to one I really like in the description below. And the reason why you need to put them on a long lead is because come is one of those, quote unquote tricks. It's not even a trick, it's like a life skill that your dog really can't ignore. So when you're outside and you say come and they ignore you, you have to reinforce that they have to listen with the leash. You have to pull them in. So again, keep doing this over and over, and eventually it'll look something like this, where you just say come in a normal tone and your dog will listen. Okay, Mochi, come. Yes. Our fourth one is stay, and this one is my favorite one because you can always improve a dog's stay, no matter how old they are, no matter how well they may know it. Yeah, it's fun because they can always get better. To start training stay to your dog, first put him into a sit. Firmly say the word stay, walk one step behind, and quickly reward. Say, okay, good, free, whatever word you're using to indicate that they can leave the position they're in. I say free. I think some people say like, okay, like they can leave. Whatever it is, just say your word and reward them. So it'd be like stay, step back, free, reward. And so in the beginning, they're going to be like kind of confused why they're getting rewarded because they're just like, what the heck, I just sat, like what did I do right? But then you're going to increase the distance to 2 steps and do the same thing, free, reward. And if they lift their butt off the ground, so like getting out of the stay, you're going to use a sound or a word like for Mochi, I say and then he freezes because he knows he's doing something wrong. So you want to kind of establish a word like that kind of to let him know he's doing something wrong. And then he probably will go back into the sit. If you need someone to hold him back, like if you have 2 people, you can have one person hold the leash, stay with the dog and say stay, step back so the dog literally can't like follow you. But 9 times out of 10, you don't need to do that. Just say stay, 1 step back, free, reward, 2 steps back, free, reward. Increase the distance and the time, and your dog will learn what stay means, and eventually it'll look something like this. Sit. Stay. Free. Yes. So the last one we have here is leave it. This is so useful for so many situations. Just imagine your dog is trying to eat something off the ground, like when you're in a walk, a piece of gum or something, super dangerous. You say leave it. Or if your dog is pulling you towards another dog, you want to keep walking, say leave it. He should leave it, look right at you in the eyes, and you guys keep walking. To teach leave it, first you need to get a treat and put it on the ground and cover it with your hand. And then say leave it. And then when your dog looks at you, or first when your dog stops trying to like paw at it or get at the treat, you click and reward, or mark and reward. And the key here is to always, 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 always reward with a different treat. Do not let him get to that treat that he was trying to get out, because that's more like training wait. You know what I mean? Like wait, okay, you can get it now. This is leave it. You want to teach or instill in your dog to leave it. Like when you say leave it, you leave that thing forever, you know? Again, if it's like a piece of gum on the ground, leave it. He needs to walk away. He never gets the freedom to go get it again. Put your hand on the treat, leave it. When he stops trying, okay, mark, click, whatever, and reward with a different treat. So yeah, that's the first few times. And then when he gets a little better, you're gonna say leave it and wait for him to look at you in the eyes, because that's always a really good skill to have, because when you make eye contact, the chances of your dog listening to you go up by like 1,000,000. After the first few times of doing that, wait for him to look at you. Then again, mark and reward with a different treat still. And once he can do that, you're gonna stop covering the treat with your hand and just say leave it. And he should not go for it. It's actually like not that hard to teach this, I think. So uncover it, say leave it. Don't tempt him too much. Say leave it, give him a second, then reward with another treat. Leave it, wait a second, reward with another treat. Then as he gets better, then you can add some duration. So leave it, wait 3 seconds, give him another treat, like a separate treat. And keep doing that. Then eventually it should look something like this. Try a bunch of treats. Leave it. Yes! Okay everyone, thanks so much for watching again. I hope you enjoyed learning about the 5 basic commands that every dog should know. As always, don't forget to subscribe. We'll have way more videos on dog training and everything dog, everything Mochi as usual. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye! Say bye, Mochi!